Welcome to Pulling Purse Strings on Talkapolis. I'm your host, Karah Jennings. Today, I'm talking with Eric Jordan and Nicole Wade about their magazine, The Connect magazine. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you in part by the Center for Advanced Dentistry, now serving the greater Nashville area.
Welcome back to Pulling Purse Strings. I'm Karah Jennings. Today I'm talking with Eric Jordan and Nicole Wade about the Connect magazine. Hi, Eric and Nicole.
Hi, Karah.
Hey, thank y'all for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited about your magazine and what you all are doing. I have flipped through many issues and I just read it cover to cover. I mean, you all have so many cool, exciting things that you're doing with this magazine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So I know we're going to get more into this as we keep talking, but I wanted to get to know y'all a little bit better. So Eric, share with us just a little of your background, if you would.
Okay, well, I'm a father of four, very passionate father. Raised by a single parent, so I have a soft spot in my heart for women. That's another reason why we started the magazine.
Oh, we love that.
But I'm based here in Nashville. I'm just a man of God, so that's how I live my life.
Wow, and I have to tell you, it really touches my heart that you have a passion for promoting women. Thank you for doing that. That's awesome.
Yes.
So, and what about you, Nicole? Tell us a little about yourself and your background.
I'm like Eric. I'm passionate about being a mother, mother of two, and Ashley and Chris. I was born and raised right here in South Nashville, so I'm a native to Nashville, and I professionally have a degree in management and organizational development. So
Wow.
that's just a little bit about me.
So you're one of those rare native Nashvillians. Like you actually are a unicorn in the studio.
Yes, yes. Not
That is-
many of us left here.
No, there's not. 'Cause I went to high school here too. I went to Hillsborough High School and University of Tennessee. So I'm right there with you, girl.
One of our sister school. I went to Overton.
And you went to Overton. I love that school. Oh yeah, y'all used to beat us in the football, but
And
we'll
the
still be
band,
friends. It's okay. No, that's a great school. So
Thank you.
Yeah. And then Eric, what about you? I know that you've got this great story about what basically brought you to like start your magazine,
Yes, ma'am.
and there's a little bit of interesting fun facts behind that.
Yeah.
So share that with us.
What it is I had a guy that challenged me about 3 years ago. He asked me a question that changed my life forever. He said, well, Eric, what's your purpose and passion in life? And here I am, a young African-American man. Nobody's ever asked me that question my whole life. And it made me pause, and I was kind of embarrassed that I couldn't answer him. And he said, well, okay, well, what makes you happy? I said, well, I'm happy when everybody else around me is happy. He said, well, that's a good trait to have, but that's not why God put you here. He said, I want you to be selfish and figure out what it is that you're supposed to do. And I started to write a book. The book was called Wrestling with the Enemy. And in that process of writing the book, I used to hear a lot of people say, God spoke to me and I had a vision. I never experienced that for myself. But during the process of writing a book, God spoke to me and said, I don't want you to tell your story. I want you to tell everybody else's story.
Wow.
So since then, I've been doing it all the way. I've recently quit a corporate America job, 15 years, just totally trusting faith and the vision that he's given me with inspiring people and changing lives.
Wow.
So, and that's how we connected.
Yeah.
It's just, it's powerful.
Wow. Well, tell us about that. How did you connect, Nicole?
Well, we connected. I actually was working on another project. Our stories kind of align. I was laid off from a corporate position that I had for about 10 years. But the entire time I'd prayed and hoped that I would get back to my passion. And my passion was always writing. I'm a wordsmith. Prior to, some years ago, I worked for a gospel magazine, and I actually published a small publication here, community publication locally. And so I just prayed that I would get back into my passion, so that was my opportunity. Literally, Connect kind of fell into my lap. It was a mutual connection that Eric and I had that pulled us together, and it's just like the stars aligned. I was able to get right back into what I know I'm here to do.
Isn't that amazing? So you were laid off, but it's kind of like a door was closed, and so
Right.
you'd go turn and walk through another door, huh?
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
I love that.
And I'll tell you what else is funny. She went to school with my sister. So as we got to working together, my sister said, you don't remember her? She used to come to the house all the
Right.
time. So
Yeah.
Wow.
It was meant to be.
That's
It
so
was.
neat.
It was
it's
meant to
just
be.
like it can be such a small world when
Yeah.
when it comes down to
Absolutely.
things, right? And then how awesome that maybe you would have never thought to reach out to her, but you were supposed to work together.
It's supposed to
Right.
work.
Right.
Wow,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
so neat. And then Eric, tell us more about your role now in the magazine.
Well, the publisher, we travel. The magazine is in the Southeast region. So what we do is we seek young professionals, entrepreneurs, women. I have a soft spot for women, and she'll tell you. But we have a column in the magazine that's Women on the Rise. I saw my mom struggle with 4 kids doing it by herself. So it's hard being a mother.
Right.
It's hard being a wife. And women are entrepreneurs on top of that. So the magazine will have life-changing stories about women, how they pull it all together. But what we try to do is make the connections, whether it's spiritual, financial, personal connections, to just inspire people to think outside of the box.
Yes.
Like I said, the one conversation that changed my life was, what was your purpose and passion? So, and the guy's name was Lewis Upkins. So I want to be the thousands of people what Lewis Upkins was to me. Just challenge them. Think
Wow.
outside of the box and think about others first. So that's the purpose of the Connect magazine.
That is so neat. What a great platform to have this magazine to be able to touch that many lives. So, yeah. And Nicole, what's your role?
Well, I align with Eric's vision. He basically has made a platform, again, for people to tell their stories. One of the things that I was doing prior to meeting Eric was writing people's stories, bios, and that kind of thing. So it was my passion. As editor-in-chief, I do some of the writing, but the major part of it is to edit everything that comes through the magazine, oversee it before it goes to print, and just make sure that everything aligns with creatively with graphics and that it's whatever that comes in to us editorially meets our brand.
Wow, that is, well, you both have very important roles, and I bet that I have a feeling that you both wear 10 hats each, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
there's not enough time in the show to really describe what all you do, right?
right.
Because that's part of being, a startup, really, right? And running a
Right.
business.
It is.
Yeah, so that's so awesome. Well, tell us a little bit more, if you will, what all are you doing with the magazine?
Well, with the magazine, we, like I say, we travel, we make connections. It's an educational magazine, whether it's finance. What we try to do is surround ourselves with people that's experts in certain field. In the magazine, you can find us on www.theconnectmagazine.com.
Yes.
But we talk about, it's a lifestyle publication, so we touch on healthcare, real estate, art, entertainment, a lot of different topics. So what we realize in business, not everybody wears a shirt and tie. So sometimes you have to meet people where they are to challenge them.
Yes.
Right.
So with the being a lifestyle publications, we try to touch on a lot of different topics.
Wow, that's so neat.
Yes, and we definitely are providing a platform for people to tell their stories. Sometimes you'll see faces in the magazine that you may that are familiar. You may know who they are, but you don't know the story behind how they got where they are. And so that is one of the huge avenues that, one of the huge vehicles that we're utilizing the magazine for.
Gosh, that's something that really spoke to me in the magazine, because I know you did an article on my friend Angela, and I'm thinking how lovely, I mean, not just to say, hey, this is the person's name and the business location, I mean, to really get to dig deep and find out what's their story, where did they, find their passion, and why did they start their business. I love that. Y'all are really taking it to another level.
Thank you.
And one thing we take pride in is not just advertising. We want you to know the story. Instead of pushing products on people, we want you to get to know the person.
Yes.
I think it's lost right now with the social media and everybody's Googling and stuff. So just get to know the people.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what if I wanted to reach out to y'all and see how I could become a part of the magazine? Maybe if it's submit an idea or make a suggestion, or maybe even advertise within your magazine. What would I do?
So you'll visit us on the website, which is www.theconnectmagazine.com.
Okay.
Or email is info@theconnectmagazine.com.
Okay.
Our website is a great tool. You can subscribe to the magazine, testimonials. You can submit stories. So that's a starting point.
Okay.
But I make myself available. I don't sleep. So really, she'll tell you. So if people want to call me,
Yes.
I don't mind giving my number.
Really?
But it's 615-967-4033. I make myself available.
I bet everybody's writing that down right now.
Yeah.
You're going to start getting your phone blown
That's
up.
all right. That's all right.
I love it. That's awesome. And what would y'all say have been some things that you've learned? For example, let's say there's somebody out there who would like to emulate you all and maybe start a publication of some type. I don't know if it's a magazine, but what advice would you give to them to say, hey, if I knew then what I know now, what would be a couple golden nuggets?
I would say get a mentor.
Yes.
Get to know somebody who's done it. There's so much to learn from someone else's experience. I also am a big component of thinking backwards. So planning backwards, realize what goal you want and kind of visualize what steps it would take, because if you don't do that, you'll get to a point and realize, there are some steps that you may that you might have gotten a lot easier from someone else's experience.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. Get a mentor. I like that.
Thank you.
What would you say?
One of the things I would say is align yourself with people that think like you, same beliefs. When you go into business with people, even team members, we call each other members. There's we're all on the same playing field, but we have to think alike and want the same things.
Yes.
I think you have to have a passion for what you do. I think a lot of people get into business for money. That's the wrong thing. For me,
Yes.
it should never be about the money. I believe in investing in people.
Right.
The money will work itself out.
That's true.
So-
Because I have heard people say passion doesn't follow money.
Yeah.
It's the flip, isn't it?
Yeah. So
You lead with your passion and then the money will
Absolutely.
follow. Is that true?
we agree.
That's right.
true.
Yeah, that's awesome. And is there anything else that you could share with us about the magazine? I guess I'm thinking maybe some unexpected ways that you feel like maybe it's touched your life or another person's life, Eric.
Well, one of the things that we're trying to do with this publication is the people that's associated with it, photographers or writers, we want to bring everybody together in this big network, and we can all feed off each other. There's a lot of graphic designs people, so it's a platform for everybody.
Wow.
And one thing that we take pride in is not having the connect overshadow anybody's project. We're all on the same playing field, and we all grow together.
Wow.
So we just take pride in investing in each other.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think we just want to fulfill our niche. We just want to, kind of piggybacking what Eric said, do what we do and get better and better at it.
Yes, I think that's awesome. Well, I know you all are touching a lot of lives and you're going to continue to, and I just feel fortunate to have you all here sharing what you have, and I look forward to seeing all the just great things that you all do. So thank you both for being
Thank you
here,
for having us.
Eric
Thank
and
you for having us,
Nicole.
sis.
And please subscribe online to the Connect magazine. Follow them on social media. And thank you so much for watching Pulling Purse Strings today on Talkapolis. I'm Karah Jennings. Please follow me and my show as well on social media. If you have any suggestions for show topics or even want to introduce me to a future guest, I would love that. Email me at karah@talkapolis.com. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
This program is brought to you in part by the Center for Advanced Dentistry, now serving the greater Nashville area.